Tonight we're going to be reviewing the GrowlerWerks UKeg 128, featuring stainless steel double-walled construction and brass fittings. It's pressurized with CO2 and is perfect for sitting on a shelf in your refrigerator.
I'm Special K.
And I'm Radar.
And as Radar mentioned, tonight we're going to be doing the GrowlerWerks UKeg 128. We have this filled with black and tan, Yuengling black and tan.
Yuengling black and tan, which
yes.
you can get in Kentucky now.
Woo! So, this growler was sent to the show by a fan. And this since prompted our growler review. So we are going to start an entire series of just reviewing pressurized growlers, regular growlers, stainless steel growlers, double line, triple line.
I have a ton of growlers that we probably actually do reviews on.
Ceramic, every kind of growler. So this one is pretty cool. Like I said, it's pressurized. If you're not familiar with that, what it is you get it filled up with your beer. Mm-hmm. You take this one specifically takes a 16 gram CO2 cartridges. Food grade, do not go out and get a BB gun CO2 cartridges.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. Get the food grade CO2 cartridge, 16 gauge. They're about 20 bucks for 12. That's what I paid for.
They're not super expensive.
This one takes the unthreaded style. Mm-hmm. It just pops into this little cap. It's got a black sleeve and then it screws downward. And this little knob on the top controls your pressure, and this is how much CO2 you want in it. Now, there's depending on the beer you use, is depending on what kind of CO2 levels you want. So if it's like a stout or something like that, you want to keep it down. You're gonna dial it down. But if you have like a light Pilsner or something along those lines, you're gonna keep it a little bit more carbonate. For black and tan, I have it somewhere in between. This one's about
between sounds about right to me.
I've shaken it around a little bit, but it was set on 8, so I've shaken it around. Now it's on 10, but it'll release some of that pressure. Typically, when it's past 10, it's going to pour out a little foamy. I've been using this for a little bit, so I've been experimenting with it. It's a beautiful growler. It is very cool looking. It's got this little lock tab right here that locks it, so that way when you're traveling or something, it doesn't leak out. So let's go ahead and pour some beer. It's very satisfying to pour the beer too. Yeah, it is just really cool to have a tap handle. It looks good. It looks, and that was a pretty good.
Yeah, and you've had this beer. How long have you had this in there?
2 days.
2 days. Yeah, that's nice.
So it pours very well, but an ongoing issue I've had, and I've seen other YouTubers, is it drips a little bit.
Well, there's all this space for beer, and so I think that's just. That's a product of it having a tap on it. Right, and that's fine. They have like a little cap to go on that. Yeah. They also have a little mat to go underneath of it. This also comes in a 60. Super fancy. It comes in a 64-ounce version. But honestly, if I'm gonna get something like this, so I'm not gonna have like 2 glasses of beer. It's 4 pints. This is 8. I would go with something like this. So let's taste the beer and see how it's nice and carbonated. I couldn't really help myself anymore. I really like black and tan. Good level of carbonation, great beer. We'll review that later, but carbonation is there. Nice, cold, crisp, refreshing. Another thing that a lot of these pressurized growlers don't have is there's no way to tell how much beer you have in this one. I will say this one does have a nice sight tube right here. Yeah, it's got like a coffee. It's got like a coffee pourer thing there. It shows up to 6 pints here, but this actually holds 8. It starts showing at the 6 pint mark. That's when it matters. That makes sense. Yeah. So that's a really nice feature. Like I said, there's a man can that doesn't actually have that on it. A man can? Yeah. The heck is a man can? We're gonna review the man can in Smithworks. Oh, do we have a man can? We're gonna review. We're gonna review a bunch of other pressure growlers, and we're gonna tell you at the end of our series which one's the best ones. Looking forward to that. So. Being double line means it's gonna stay colder longer, which is nice. I actually left this in my car for 6 hours. When I was at work, because we work nights, obviously, and I didn't want to drive all the way home between getting beer, so left this in my car, perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, if I wasn't in my car, I would have poured me a pint right then and there, Yep. It would be really difficult to not. So when I was filling this up, this is definitely a head turner. Yeah. Got a lot of attention for filling it up. Like, wow, what is that thing? That's awesome. I'm like, oh yeah, it's GrowlerWerks. Like, where'd you get it? I was like, well, you can get it off their website. And then I mentioned how much this thing costs. The cost is as impressive. The cost is as impressive as it looks. It's substantial. $200 for the 128. It is $200. The 64
is $150. You might as well spend the $50 and get the bigger one if you're gonna go. If you're gonna go there.
If you're gonna get into this, you might as well actually get into this. Do the thing right. Yeah, these come in a couple of different colors. You can get the stainless steel one like we have, or you can also get copper and black. And I think the copper looks pretty smart. I like that.
Now, this one was slightly used when I got it. Like I said, it was sent to us by a fan of the show.
Good people.
He mentioned that it hadn't been used in a while and it might be leaking. Of course, the first thing I did was get it, and it was leaking, specifically right here in the sight tube here. So I contacted GrowlerWerks to let them know the situation. They sent me all the parts to repair, and it sucked. It was actually kind of difficult to do.
Well, there's a lot of different parts on this. There's a gauge, the sight tube. This is a separate fitting. This is a separate pipe. There's a fitting here, and there's a fitting in here as well.
So they sent me they sent me new gaskets for down here, new gaskets right here, new gaskets right here, and some silicone grease for the fittings. I had a difficult time getting everything back together, but I did, and lo and behold, no leaks, which is good. But it took me for something. I'm mechanically inclined. I work on stuff pretty frequently. I had a difficult time putting this back together and getting it together. They did give me a special tool to get this off, so I didn't have to use my own wrench. Really? And it wouldn't damage the brass, which was nice.
Does it nest into these little grooves here?
Yeah, it's made specially for it.
That's interesting.
It's laying around here
It's
somewhere.
around.
Yeah, it's laying around here somewhere. But anyway, yeah, so that was really difficult. Another difficult part is the cleaning this thing. So they want you, from what I read online, they want you to take this entire thing apart.
That would be a chore
5 or 6 uses to clean. That's like a 6 to 8 hour process to clean something. That's a little
after you get used to it, it would probably be quicker, right?
No, not. See, compared to the other growlers out there, the other pressurized growlers out there, none of those require that much effort. They do not look as sexy as this does.
That does look super steampunky and cool.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as nice as this, but you know, functionality, it does what it's supposed to do. If you drink as much beer as we do, that much cleaning is a lot of work. So it's gonna get points off for having all this stuff right here.
It depends on the kind of aesthetic you want in your man cave, or your woman cave, or your creature cave.
Also, another note: the other styles of pressurized growlers, the CO2 is on the outside of the beer. The CO2 is physically inside the beer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's in a black plastic sleeve. It sits into the top. You screw the top down. It releases the pressure into the cap. Just when you screw it down, you release the pressure into the growler, and the black tube actually goes down to the beer. Now it's not always submerged, but it's still partially submerged. Yeah. Your hand goes on that tube to tighten it down.
That's pretty intense.
So that's it's germs going down to the beer, alcohol, but I don't like that. I like the fact that the other ones
eject the tube out the top.
Does it still affect how it works? No, it still works pretty good. So accounting for price, the few of the flaws that it has, and the few of the pluses it has, because it's aesthetically beautiful, it's cool, it pours really well.
I've wanted to do that all video. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna go ahead and rate this. I'm gonna give the GrowlerWerks UKeg 128. It's gonna get a 6.5. It's above average, but it's not quite to that good range. It has too many flaws in it to be good. Will I use this? Absolutely, I will use this. Will I use my man can or my Smith keg or KegWorks Smith keg or whatever? Probably more often than this, just because it's much easier to use. But if I'm going to a party and I want to be fancy, most definitely I'll be using this one.
Yeah,
this one
that's a head turner.
Right, it's a head turner. Yeah. So what about you, Radar?
I don't know. You know what? I think I give this a 7. This is pretty awesome, and I think it's mostly just for the aesthetic. I can deal with taking it apart. That's not going to bother me nearly as much as having a less awesome looking keg growler thing. Also, this is a gallon.
Yes.
This is a gallon.
It's a perfect amount of beer for 2 weeks. Like I said, this lasts about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks in your refrigerator. 8 pints, 2 to 3 weeks, that's perfect for an after-work beer here and there. And me personally, draft beer will be bottled any day of the week.
Oh yeah. I love the way it looks, and I like that it's huge. I really like that it's huge.
All right, so recommendations. Do I recommend this? If you have $200 laying around and you want a pressurized growler, there might be other ones I would recommend over this one. But if you like the aesthetic of this one, then go ahead and go for it. I don't want to recommend any over another one right now. At least not until we give the full reviews so you guys can see them. And then towards the end we'll give a definitive answer. But based on the features of this one, price, and the flaws, if you like the aesthetic, I would recommend it. But for functionality, no. It's just way too expensive.
I think it comes down, honestly, to a case of, do you think that looks awesome? And I think that looks awesome.
It does.
Now, I don't spend $200 on a lot of things because I don't have $200 for a lot of things.
We didn't spend $200 on this one.
That's true. But that looks cool to me. I might actually spend $200. I might actually spend $200 on something like that. I really might.
I mean, if I got this for Christmas, I would be so happy.
If you guys are into like really, really ungodly expensive beer, that'd be the thing. Like, that'd be the thing for it.
Oh.
It looks as sexy as your beer tastes.
You can also, didn't mention this, you can also carbonate your home brews with this.
Yeah.
But this isn't, again, this probably isn't the best one to do that with, but it will do it. So it has multiple functionalities.
You'll have to let it sit for a little while.
You can carbonate coffee. You can carbonate a lot of stuff with this.
I don't know how I feel about carbonated coffee.
That's a thing. That's a thing. I keep seeing it on YouTube.
No, yeah. I refuse to believe that carbonated coffee exists.
All right, well, if you'd like to see more reviews like this on our channel, you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Special K.
I'm out of beer.
Thanks for watching.